So I'm doing this video for all of those who were like me, that were having a hard time finding information on upgrading to an Android head unit and installing the backup camera. So for starters, I have a 2009 Ford Escape Hybrid. I don't think it'll really matter what kind of car you have. I think a lot of the stuff will kind of be the same. So here you go. So I ended up going with a 9-inch 6-top Android head unit from Amazon. It cost $220, but I was able to find an open box one for $140, so I jumped on it. And let me just power it up and you'll see how quick it gets going. One thing I don't like about this one is that you're not able to remove these apps that come already on the home screen. You're not able to take one of the apps that you downloaded and put in place. But I did install the Vivid launcher, and I realized it was a little glitchy and it will take a little longer to load. So I ended up just going back to the one that came with it because I feel that it's a lot faster to connect. For the apps, I was able to download YouTube, and I'm able to watch videos once I connect to my mobile phone hotspot. And Z-Link is the app that I'm able to use to be able to go on Apple CarPlay. Let me see if it's able to work right now. I don't know if it'll work since I'm recording. And it probably won't. Oh, there you go. Now I'm on CarPlay. So it worked pretty nicely. And then you're able to go in here and get the apps. The regular Apple apps. Go here and it's able to play. So I really love it. And one of the things that I was also able to do was install a new speaker system in all 4 doors. And using that with the amp, the regular amp on this head unit, it's given it significantly more power and volume that I rarely have to max out the volume. I'm thinking about eventually installing an amp to go along with it, but for the meantime, it actually plays really well. Going to YouTube, and boom, all my stuff pops up. Go to my library. Say I want to watch a video. We're here to blow up. Put some more volume on this. Right now we're at 6 with these new speakers. Like 20.
My body was sacred. My words were sacred. My time was sacred.
Together we stand.
The property I owned was sacred. And these inviolable sanctities were preserved in those words.
One of the cool things that I was able to add to this unit was an RCA to HDMI converter. And what that allows me to do is to be able to plug into my iPhone and screen mirror onto this head unit. So all I needed to do was get the HDMI converter. You just plug into your video in, your auxiliary left and your auxiliary right. And then I ran the HDMI cord down to this back panel. I have it over here. And then I plugged in the HDMI to adapter to my iPhone, and then all I have to do is just go to my apps, to auxiliary, and then on DVD, and then once I plug in, you'll be able to check out what I have. So here you go. This is a screen mirror adapter through the HDMI, and I actually get pretty good volume. Right now we're getting a little interference by being plugged in and recording at the same time, but usually I get pretty good volume. The only thing about it, you do get a little bit of a volume delay when you're watching something, but so be it. It's kind of a cool feature to have. So one of the things that I had a hard time with was getting power to the backup camera that came with the head unit. I watched all the YouTube videos and read up on everything, and everything told me to splice into the reverse trigger wire that comes on the head unit harness. I was able to do that, but when I would put it in reverse, it actually wouldn't even trigger the black screen that would come on before to view the backup camera, and it seemed like no power was getting to the camera. So I thought that maybe it was the backup camera that didn't work, or maybe it was a faulty head unit. I contacted the manufacturer and they told me that they would just give me a refund if I wanted to, but I already went through all the work of installing the head unit, so I just thought I'd rather work on a different solution, and I was able to come up with this. So I bought this plug-in cigarette DC 12 volt adapter with the on and off button, and what I did was route this power cord. I was able to remove the auxiliary input that it had right here from the stock head unit and use this as a place where I can pull my USB port through and be able to run this power line through here, and I was able to connect it with the power of the backup camera, and the backup camera is plugged into the backup camera port. So now that was my workaround to getting power to the backup camera. And now let me just turn this on. Now we got power coming to the backup camera. Put the car in reverse, and we got the backup camera. Turn off the power. There you go. And the reason I had to do this was because the power to the camera would stay on even when I turn off the car. So, and you can see the LED lights on in the back. So instead of having to unplug and unplug this, I got this one that came with an on and off button. So now I'm able to easily turn it on and off. And I feel it doesn't look too bad and invasive in the unit. If you're having a hard time connecting your hotspot to your Android head unit, there's something that I learned that you have to do. So first, when it came to Wi-Fi, when I put my phone in the hotspot mode, it wouldn't show up. So I had to go to add network and literally type in the SSID and the password, and then you have to put the option to put it under home network or private network, personal network, I forget, it's the WPA2 or something like that. But anyways, you have to make sure of that. And I did the same thing. I have right here at home, and right now I have it's called the Alley. I have the home Wi-Fi connected to it, but again, it didn't show until I typed in the SSID and password, and then it was able to connect from there. So I'll leave you guys with this. For me, ended up costing me around $300, probably a little under that. And the upgrade has been significant, being able to watch YouTube, being able to have the CarPlay set up. What I really love too is, at night, if you're out with friends, it's really cool to be able to put on music videos instead of just listening to the music. I think it adds a very cool element. It's definitely worth upgrading your speaker system from any stock unit, and it doesn't take a lot of money. You don't have to get the best thing out there just to give yourself an upgrade. I think that's one of the important things. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Don't get goaded into having to spend top dollar when you just want an upgrade. I was able to do mine. I did all the work myself. Just go on YouTube. It's easy to figure things out. A lot of guys do very specific. If you want to go on the actual wiring behind the head unit, there's so many good videos out there. I didn't even bother because there's so much better options out there. But I just wanted to at least give you a better idea of what I had to do to at least get things up and running, and at least the feedback on this, so far I'm really happy with it. I highly recommend anyone do this. You can get even 10-inch screen on this. It's pretty badass, and even some of them you're able to have a SIM card plugged in, so you don't have to worry about connecting to a unit, and that might help with the video quality as well. You know, having an HDMI element to be able to watch, like I love watching fights or games, to be able to watch games and fights in my car is really awesome. You know, or be able to share anything that anyone wants. There is that sound lag when you do that conversion, if it's so be it. I think it's a small price to pay to have that option, where a lot of people that's not even an option. So highly recommend it. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Peace.